so that the sanctuary and the host may be given up to be trampled. In verse 14, until 2,300 evenings and mornings, and the sanctuary shall be cleansed. When I started this live stream, I mentioned that in the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 9, Jesus himself speaks to Daniel. Daniel, the words of this book are sealed until the end times. All revelations in Daniel are sealed until the end times, which is when the great tribulation begins, the apocalypse. So now it's no longer sealed, because the apocalypse has already begun. The great tribulation has started. It began exactly as I read to you. This goat who is the Antichrist, waging war against the Prince of Israel, Netanyahu. Why is he making war against Israel? Because the Antichrist's intention is to take Israel. But the Jews are there, so he's warring against the Jews. So we are witnessing this scenario unfold. And now we see a question in verse 14. How long will this vision last? Then he gives the answer, 2,300 evenings and mornings. This number, folks, appears in sealed form. So when you take 2,300 evenings and mornings, the year is 2030. I understand it this way because now this text is no longer sealed to me. I'm comprehending this text, so I understand that 2,300 evenings and mornings refers to the year 2030. So when will these things happen? In the year 2030, what will happen? This vision. What is the vision that Daniel is having? It's a goat making war against Israel. How long will this last? Until 2030. What will happen in 2030? Verse 10. The army was delivered to him and also the prince of the army. The Antichrist defeats the Jews in 2030 and begins to rule in 2030. But am I the one giving the date? No, the date is in the Bible because some people lack the discernment to understand what's a biblical explanation versus a man-made prophecy. Any prophecy people declare without biblical basis is not from God. Any dream someone has without biblical basis is also not from God. Now, if I'm explaining something written in Daniel chapter 8, then it's from God, not from me. And then I'll find another text that supports this context. I'm reading about 2030. Do you know which verse explains this context? Daniel 12. Daniel 12 also speaks exactly about this entire event. In 2030, the Antichrist will defeat the Jews and take Israel. Verse 1 talks about when the Antichrist and his army will take Israel. At that time, this prophecy's fulfillment, the Antichrist's army, is described in Revelation 9. If you don't read the Bible, read it to understand. Revelation 9 speaks of an army of 200 million soldiers, Muslims. Why are they Muslim? Because these soldiers are coming from the Euphrates River. The Euphrates River runs through Turkey, Syria, Iraq, and Iran, Muslim countries, so it's Muslim. 200 million soldiers surrounding Israel. This is where Daniel 12 comes in. At that time, Michael will rise up to defend the children of your people. Whose people? Daniel's people. Who are Daniel's people? The Jews. So Archangel Michael will rise up to defend the children. Who are the children? Children. Jewish children. Archangel Michael stands up in defense of Israel's children. Then there will be a time of distress unlike any since nations began. Why will there be a time of distress? Because Daniel 8:10 says Israel's army will be handed over to the Antichrist. The prince of Israel's army will be handed over to the Antichrist. And the stars, which are the tribes of Israel, will also be handed over to the Antichrist, and he will trample them. He will kill. That's why it says there will be a time of distress unlike any since the beginning of nations until that time. The greatest Holocaust in world history will happen in 2030. But at that time, I'm in A, in Daniel 12, verse 2. But at that time, your people will be delivered, Daniel, everyone found written in the book. So some people will be saved at that moment, not everyone, because we see that some will be trampled and killed. But who will be delivered? The text says everyone found written in the book. It's not the book of life because this isn't talking about the rapture. What is it talking about? The book of Daniel. So it's the people written in the book of Daniel. And who are the people written in the book of Daniel? In verse 1, we've already seen from Daniel chapter 12. And Michael stands up to defend the children of your people. So I see that the children of Israel, the Jews, will be delivered because it's written in the book. So it's not just the children. Who else is it? It's right here, Daniel 11, verse 41. The Antichrist will enter the glorious land, Jerusalem, but Edom, Moab, and the first fruits of Ammon will escape from the Antichrist's hands. Your people who are found written in the book will be delivered. We're seeing people who will be delivered from the Antichrist's hand. Because the Antichrist isn't coming to take Brazil. The Antichrist is coming to take Israel. And who lives in Israel? Jews, Moab, Edom, and Ammon. These people found in the book. See how the book of Daniel explains itself along with Revelation. Now let's go to verse 7, Daniel 12, which says, And after